Hi guys, hi, how's it going? How you doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today I am doing my project pan update for the month of October. It's hard for me to believe that there's only 2 more updates before the finale, and I haven't quite hit the metric that I wanted to hit. But that's okay. I'm really excited about today's update, and I hope that sounds like something you're interested in. For those of you new here, hi, my name is Donna. I'm a lover of all things high and colorful beauty and self-care. I also work as a field leader for Ulta Beauty. I get a lot of education in my position. I'd like to bring you that education. Ultimately, I'm just out here talking about makeup because I like to talk about makeup. And if you also do, I'm sure that you'll find something on my channel that soothes your soul. I know I would love to have you around. And with that said, if talking about makeup is your jam, that's what we're doing today. Let's just jump in. Wow, so that intro was a little disjointed, was it not? Perfection. Okay, so today we are doing a project pan update for the month of October, and this is my completionist project pan. So the items that I roll into this project pan, I want to complete by the end of the year. I do know that we are running out of time. And I had a 50 unit completion goal for the year, and I know that a large majority of that I wanted to come out of my project pan, and I did have 25 items on my planned pan list for this year that I have strategically rolled into this project to complete. I'm still working on a bunch, and I haven't quite hit that 50 unit goal overall. I do not think, I haven't crunched the numbers yet, but with that said, I did finish a couple more things. One of them I think is kind of a cheat because I didn't actually finish it. And I'll explain to you when we get there. But with that said, let's jump into these products. So the first one I have here is the Zoeva Authentic Skin Natural Luminous Foundation. And I think that you guys can see where the windowing is. I did mark the bottle along the bottom section of this last orange line. We started off at the bottom section of this top orange line, and it is at the bottom section of this last orange line. I did mix this with the Halo by Smashbox, and I did bring this into this project pan at the beginning of the year, and we started here. So we have seen a ton of use in this. I did use this quite a bit outside of the project as well to get it where it was when we rolled it in last month. But I did pause it in the project because it, as you can see, is definitely not my skin tone, but I am wearing it today. I have been wearing it pretty much consistently for the last several times that I have done my makeup. I do think that this will be done by the next update, and that is exciting to me. This has been in my collection for quite some time. It's not my shade, and it needs to make its way out. But this one did weigh in at 138 grams when we brought it into the project at the beginning of the year. When we paused it in April, it was down to 128 grams. When I rolled it back in the month of September, it was at 116 grams. So I did use quite a bit of it throughout the months, just mixing it and using it as a mixer with other foundations. This is such a beautiful foundation on the skin. So I use it with foundations that maybe are too dark for me or not quite enough coverage. I will use this because it's just so beautiful and it mixes super well with everything. So we did roll it back at about 10 grams less than what it had when we initially rolled it out. With that said, I have used 3 grams since the last use. It's currently weighing in at 113 grams. And we did see quite a bit of use on this product. So really super excited about that. And I do anticipate we will be rolling it out next month. That one has been in off and on since the beginning of the year, and it was on my planned pan for the beginning of the year. The next one I have is the Make Believe in Yourself palette by Tarte, and I think that you guys will see quite a bit of exciting differences with this palette. So this is what the palette looks like, just the outside of the packaging. It is a palette that's been in my life for quite some time, and this is what the palette currently looks like. You guys can see quite a bit of pan in this highlight color. I think that there is quite a bit of usage in these colors, specifically on this side. Also in this purple and this blue right here, some of my favorite colors to use in this palette. I'm surprised there's not more of a dip on these two colors because I also really, really like those two colors. But this one did weigh in at the beginning of January at 147 grams, and it has stayed pretty consistent at 147 grams almost the entire time. Last month it weighed 145 grams, and this month it's weighing 144 grams. But like, really the happiest moment in my life is this pan right here. Hitting pan on that was so amazing, and that just, I love that this started in this project pan, not looking used at all, and had been in my collection for 5 years, to actually looking like it's used and abused. I love that about this. So that one obviously will continue to stay in the project. Don't anticipate it going anywhere. At the end of the year, there will still be quite a bit of usage in it, and it still is functioning fine as an eyeshadow palette in my collection, so I won't be getting rid of it, but the more use, the better. The next one is the Dior Powder No Powder. This rolled in March, and it weighed in at 66 grams at that time, and it is currently sitting at 62 grams, and I'm sure that you saw in the picture, but there's quite a bit more panning happening along the edge of this product. It did have quite a significant pan in it for, you know, a majority of the time frame that we've been with it. I do think that I am super happy with the amount of pan that's happening. I'm using it a lot as a bronzer on my face, and that takes a lot of dipping into the product because it is a baked product. It takes a minute for it to show up on my skin. I used to love this powder as an all-over face powder. I no longer love it as an all-over face powder because I feel like I could probably step down in the shade that I have. I do have 3 neutral, and I think that this is just far too deep for me, and honestly far too orange. I don't know what happened between getting this now, or getting this when I got it and now, but it is just so orange on my skin. It makes me kind of look like an Oompa Loompa. I have been trying to use it more as a bronzer, which is utilizing it a lot more than I was as a face powder. I don't foresee this being done by the end of the year either. It is on my 25 planned pan list, but it's okay. It'll stay with me. I will probably roll it into next year's project pan as well and just kind of work it out of my collection in that way. The next thing I brought in June was a blush that I had actually had in my project pan the year prior, made quite a bit of a dent on it, but then thought I could potentially use it up this year, and have been just kind of chugging along at it. It did weigh 45 grams when I rolled it into this project this year in June, and it is currently sitting at 42 grams. And I think that you will also see that there is a lot more pan over here on this product. I think that I didn't have any of this side pan going the last time we looked at this, and I am so excited for that side pan. I did get asked in my comment section, I think last month, whether I was going to repress this, and I don't know if I will or not. I'm just maybe, but I think that repressing it will, like, you always lose some product when you're repressing, and I definitely want to get as much product as I can out of this product. It is what is on my cheeks today, in addition to a liquid product, and I just love this blush. It is a blush that's been in my collection forever. It used to be a blush that I considered like my fixer blush, so when I was struggling with another blush, I would put this over the top of it, and it would just create like some like consistency and semblance between the two to make it just look beautiful. And I don't have a problem with utilizing it in that way now. I also don't have a problem with using it. When I first rolled it in last year, this will go at the end of the year, and then I was like, I don't think it needs to go. I think it still works. It still does amazing things. It doesn't smell. There's nothing wrong with it. and it's not breaking out my face. There's no reason to get rid of it. I don't know that I will repress it this time. Maybe we'll see where we're at next month, but I love this blush. I also don't think that that's going to be out of my collection by the end of the year, and it is also on my list of 25 planned to pan for the year. The next one is a highlighter that I also rolled in June. It is the Fenty Kilowatt highlighter. It's the Duo in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. And I did have a solid thought process on which one I wanted to pan, but ultimately I would like to get through both of them. It rolled in at 60 grams when we rolled it in, and it's currently weighing 59 grams, but it's got so much usage on it, you guys. This is what it's currently looking like. And when we rolled it in for this year, none of this pan existed, and this one was quite small, actually. So regardless of where we're at the end of the year, what the weights look like, I know I've got a ton of usage out of this, and I'm just really happy with the amount of use on it. I think initially I had planned to complete Fire Crystal, which is this one over here. But I think that either way, I'm going to be happy with the amount of use on this product. I've gotten so much use. It's always in my brow bone, always in my inner corner. And when I'm wearing a cool tone eye look, it's also the highlight that I have all over my face. It's the highlight that I have on my face today. It's just so pretty, and I love it so, so much. So it's very bittersweet that I have it in my pan planning piece, but I have so many highlighters, so losing one is going to be fine, but I do love that product. The next one I rolled in July, and it was to replace a different ColourPop lippy pencil, and this one is in the shade Beeper. And this is what it is looking like currently. There's been a ton of usage on this product. It is just a very, very small little bit of a pencil as opposed to what it was when we first rolled it in. I did go ahead and sharpen it, and I'll show you right now what it is looking like as far as the tracker goes for it. We've made a lot of progress. It's very consistent progress. ColourPop pencils are usually done about this mark right here. So I do think with the amount that we have left, I could be done with this at the end of the year. It's the lip pencil I'm wearing every single day so that I wear makeup, because I love the color so much. It's on my lips today. I just have a lip gloss over the top of it, and that's typically how I roll. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to finish it by the end of the year, because 2 more updates to the finale, and it does appear to me that by the finale, which is at the end of December, I do the finale at the end of December, but you'll see it in January when I roll out my new project. I do think by the time you're seeing it in the finale, it will be gone. Which is exciting, because that will mean more than one lip pencil for the year. So the next product I have is the Touch in Sol No Problem Primer. I did roll this in September, and it rolled in at 100 grams. It is currently sitting at 96 grams, so not a lot of use. I have to be honest, I didn't mark it this time because it's really hard to see where the line could potentially be. Even though I've always got it sitting up, it does appear that the line is maybe just slightly underneath where it initially was in the first place. So the bottom of the orange line to about here. So I would be just putting another orange line on top of that orange line. So I didn't mark it, but you know that we have 4 grams of different. You do know that there is some use in this product. It's just not much. I was focusing on some other primers that I have in like my Shop My Stash so that I could do another rotation and have use of all the primers in my Shop My Stash. So I didn't really focus in and hone in on that primer. But I do know that this is one of my favorite primers. I do have it on today. And if I hone in and focus on this primer, it will be gone by the end of the year. The next product I had was the Morphe Continuous Prep and Set Mist Plus. It also rolled in in September. It rolled in at 109 grams, and today it's sitting at 98 grams. I have used this pretty consistently. I usually just spray it onto this beauty blender and then pop it all over my face instead of just spraying it straight onto my face. I find that helps me feel like I've not got like water droplets all over my face when I'm done doing my makeup. It's not a bad setting spray. I like Morphe setting spray, to be honest. The thing about this one is I feel like it leaves me a lot more dewy than the last one did. So this like shine that you're seeing all over is from this, but it's not bad, but it's got a nice fine mist. And that is what is the most enjoyable about Morphe setting spray, to be honest, is the mist on it is really great. I do think it can be done by the finale as well. And then I also have this Pat McGrath Labs lip gloss. This is her Lust lip gloss in Flesh Fantasy. This rolled in at 16 grams last month, and it is currently sitting at 14 grams. I think when we first rolled it in, it was still quite full. I think if I look at it through the lens of like the light, it's sitting maybe around here. I do know that it's something that I'm wearing every single day. I do think that it can be gone by the end of the year as well. So in the finale, you should see this as a rollout as well, because it doesn't take me long to go through one of those kinds of lip glosses as long as I'm focused on it. And I am focused on my lip gloss collection this year. So the two that I have not mentioned, you should know, are the empties. So I have the Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow All-in-One Tinted Moisturizer, and I have the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. So I'm going to start with this because it's not really an empty, but I'm counting it as an empty because I got as much use as I could out of it before it broke. Like I was putting it on, I got one eyebrow done. I was putting it on the eyebrow, and at the last point of me putting it on the eyebrow, I pulled it away from my face and the chunk of it fell out. So whatever was left in there was now gone. And I searched everywhere for it, but this is a super microfine pencil and I couldn't find it. So this is an empty just because it's an empty. I love the Precisely My Brow Pencil. It will continue to be something that I buy all the time. I do have the shade gray. That's what I prefer in my brows because it's cool enough to go with my vivid hair colors that it doesn't like kind of try and compete or conflict with them. So I do love the shade gray. It is a really nice, like deep, like charcoaly color, and it's cool toned, which I prefer in my brows. So I will probably keep this around for the spoolie if I'm honest. I really love the Precisely spoolies. I am not going to purchase another one of these quite yet. I do have quite a few brow products that I'd like to get through first, but this one is an empty for September. And then the other one that is an empty is the Smashbox Halo. Now last month I had taken all of the Smashbox Halo out of here and put it into here. So I wanted to make sure that you all saw that this is also empty. I mean, if I want to scrape the remnants off of the glass, but it is literally flat to the glass, but it is gone. It is entirely gone. So really happy that that is also an empty. I'm going to go clean this out. This is like a container that I keep around all the time for things like what I did with the Smashbox Halo. If I finish the Zoeva foundation also by the end of this year, so by the finale, this will be, I think, 3 foundations that I have finished this year, and that is so exciting to me. Really excited about those 2 empties. With that said, I'm gonna go pick 2 new products to roll in to this project. I will be right back. Okay, so the 2 items that I'm rolling in are going to be gimme products. We only have 2 more months of updates in this before the finale, so I wanted to make sure that they were products that I know I can finish by the end of that time frame. This one will probably I'll be able to roll out next month and roll in the other one, but they do count as 2 separate foundations in my collection. So I do have this Purely's Perfect Glow BB Cream SPF 30. This is brand new, so you guys can see that it has still the like foil on the bottom of it. But this is a product that I know that I can get out of my collection in the next month or two, maybe a month and a half. And when this is done, I have actually a secondary one. I have the illuminating one that is also brand new in my collection, but they count as foundations in my collection. So I would be super happy to finish another foundation. This currently weighs 11 grams, and I do believe it should be out by next update. And the next one is actually, I believe, the other Stila that is on my plan to pan. I have two miniature Stilas left, and I cannot remember if it's the last one or the one that I left in there or this one, but either way, I want to get another Stila out of my collection. I think that this one's more feasible to be gone by the end of the year because it is currently like windowing right about here. So I do think that I have the opportunity to get this used up. You guys can see the window that's happening there. This is one of my favorites. This is in smoldering satin, and it is just such a beautiful like taupey color, and I have used a ton of it. My plan is to finish it as well. It does come in at 13 grams of product. We know that the other ones weighed in also at 13 grams of product and seem to weigh in at 13 grams of product even when completely used up. But these are the two new products that I am rolling in for this update to replace the two empties that I had in this update. And I couldn't be happier that we're just continuing to roll through these products. So of the products that I have, these four will probably remain in forever. I don't foresee these being done by the finale even, let alone by the end of the year. I do anticipate that this will be done by next update. I anticipate also that this will be done by next update. These I do anticipate will be done by the December update. So 2 more months of use, these will be gone. And then these will probably hang out until the finale, but by the finale, these ones will be gone as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what you're panning. Let me know how your panning is going. Let me know what your thoughts are on the products that I'm panning. I sure am interested to hear your guys' thoughts. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope that you and yours are well, safe, and healthy, and getting along as best you can in this world. I hope that you are all loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye friends.